Hey, what's poppin'? It's your boy Jay the Comedian. How y'all doing? Yeah, I know it's been a while, but glad to be back as always. And yeah, I miss you guys. Do you miss me? I hope you do, because yeah, man, like making videos and stuff. My time has been completely and utterly turned upside down. I do not have the time that I used to have. I got this job, and it literally takes up all my time. But you know, things happen. And when things happen, I like to get them off my chest, And the thing that happened is, so I'm watching the internet, as always. And then across my timeline comes Damon Wayans on the Club Shay Shay platform with Shannon Sharp. Two of my favorite people, right? Shannon Sharp always been like an entertaining sports analyst when he was with Skip Bayless, and when he does his own thing or whatever, and just everything he does I usually find incredibly entertaining, and it's really fun to watch his stuff. And Damon Wayans has always been like, I'm not gonna like sugarcoat this, to me he's always been part of like a black American royalty, as far as like what him and his family has done, the doors they've opened, just everything as far as like cinema, comedy, just any and everything you could think of. His family has opened the door and pioneered so much stuff. So it's really, it wasn't like a second thought. I saw the video pop up, I clicked it, I watched the entire thing, and to my surprise, this dude is on there giving a full-throated endorsement of the Jehovah's Witness organization. Now you know I can't have that. Now you know I can't sit there. But you know what? This is another thing. It took me a couple days to even make this video, because I'm sitting there, I watch it, I have my thoughts and stuff, I have my little judgments or whatever, and then I just put it down. I just kind of pushed to the side. But then people just kept sending me the video. And not like ExJws, like Jehovah's Witnesses was sending me this video, and they're like, yeah, what you think of that, huh? I'm just like, yo, this dude, he cussed through the whole interview, right? And he said so many contradictory things. Like, on one hand, he supports the Jehovah's Witness organization, but he also supports like families sticking together no matter what. And I'm just like, you sure about that, buddy? Because the religion you telling people is so great, they're pretty known for destroying families. So it's kind of weird to hear you say that you think this is the greatest organization ever. So I gotta speak on it. I have to speak on it. Something that you probably don't know about me, I really get irritated by celebrity me Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh my God, they irritate me to no end, because they're physically out, mentally in. That's what me is, and they would love to talk about how great the Jehovah's Witness religion is, and how much it has helped them, and how much it helped them get to where they are right now in life. And it pisses me off, because I always look at it like, if I were to become a world famous and super duper rich like drug lord, and I got it through like being obviously a criminal, obviously destroying and hurting other people, and just doing all the terrible stuff that comes with running a business like that. You know what I mean? And I get to the top, and people ask me like, who you want to thank? And I'm like, I want to thank the police and laws that were created, and just everything that was counter to what I'm doing, because without those things I wouldn't be where I'm at. And that's how I look at it. Whenever a celebrity who went and ignored all the rules except the ones that they like inside the Jehovah's Witness organization and became super famous, and then they wait till their career is over and they're not as they don't need to be free anymore, You know what I mean? They're like, okay, I had all this freedom and my ability to like do for myself and just kind of make my own choices, which led to my uber freedom and just all the happiness and everything I was able to build for myself, the generational wealth that I'm going to leave to my kids and my kids' kids and my kids' kids' kids. And I want to contribute all that to this religion that I didn't listen to anything they told me to do. They said don't hang out with worldly people. Yeah, I was friends with Eddie Murphy and all them. They said don't play competitive sports. Yeah, I'm Serena Williams. I played tennis the most competitively as possible. You know what I mean? And just all these things that they could just, on a whim, just ignore. Just completely ignore. And then at the end of the day, want to sit up and tell you that, yeah, you know, oh man, yeah, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. You know, I toast to you, but I ain't gonna clink the glass because, you know, if you clink it, that's what bring the demons out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do anything except clink. And I just sit there and I'm just watching this dude. And again, I sound like a Karen right now because I'm fully for people being free. I'm fully for people speaking however they want to speak. I'm for people doing whatever they want to do as long as it doesn't hurt other people. And I'm cool with it, right? But then I gotta turn on the switch when you tell me, hey, yeah, and by the way, I'm a JW. I'm like, two things. One, if you're not baptized, you're not a JW. You're a familiar, but you're not a JW. And the next thing, if you are baptized and you're still able to cuss as much as you want to on camera towards millions of people, and you get to pretty much just do whatever you want to do, then, and the elders just do nothing, like you're fine, like, it's just, you know, Damon, he curses from time to time, he acts up from time to time, but he's a loyal worshiper of Jehovah. That's not gonna go over well for me or any of the other people that I knew that was involved in that organization that wanted to do anything free. I'm talking about, I know people who were scared to make music, scared to let anybody know that, yeah, you know, they go out and competitively play basketball, or they go out and they competitively play sports and just do anything that's not recommended, you know? I know people who've foregone entire college careers because, you know, I probably shouldn't be doing that. I can get removed for getting educated. I don't want to go get that worldly education. You know what I mean? I don't want to have any of that birthday cake. You know, that cake got demons in it. It's just the fact that these celebrities can give a full-throated endorsement of the Jehovah's Witnesses while never having to completely follow all the rules that come with being a Jehovah's Witness. You know, just following the ones that, you know, they like, you know? Because, I mean, if I wanted to, like, if the Jehovah's Witnesses were a good religion, I'd be like, well, yeah, you know, they make sure you don't do drugs. They're really good about, you know, keeping husbands and wives together. They're very good about, you know, making sure your children listen and do as they're told. Yeah. And making sure you live a nice, clean life. Yeah. And then I would be honestly keeping under wraps the entire horrible, like, foundation that the Jehovah's Witnesses is built on. The one where it's like, yeah, you know, they keep marriages together because you can't get married unless one of you cheat and the husband, not the wife, the husband decides, all right, I'll give it another shot. Because the wife can only choose if the husband cheats. And, you know, and if she, like, let's say she don't really want to get back with him, but she want to get some one more time, the moment you sleep with him again, he's back. There is no going backwards. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. I know that, like, the husband has more power in a relationship than a wife, but it's, like, kind of to a ridiculous level. Like, if the wife does something, commits some type of infidelity, if the husband wants to sit in on that judicial committee, he could sit in. Now, if the husband does something he's not supposed to do, can the wife sit in on his judicial committee? Nah. Unless he says she can, but for the most part, he gonna be like, no, I'd rather just, I talk to you brothers. We'll leave that sister on somewhere doing her own thing. And it's, you see, it's so irritating because, like for instance, Serena Williams, another celebrity who got baptized recently. So I can't say she's not a JW because even though she was, doing the whole, oh, I'm a JW for years, she waited till after she made her billions of dollars and she became the greatest women's sport, the greatest women's tennis person of all time. And once she's done that, she had her baby, she started a family, then she said, okay, I guess I'll be a Jehovah's Witness now. Once I've done everything possible and build the greatest foundation of life I could possibly have for myself, now I could fully join this organization. Who would have otherwise made sure I'd never reach those heights? So, yeah, she joins. And even though she joins, even though she's a baptized sister, I look at the Super Bowl and she's on there gangbanger dancing to a song that this is her ex-boyfriend, her worldly ex-rapper boyfriend. And, oh my God, I sound like a Karen so much right now. But, like, again, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that human being making those choices, doing whatever she feels like she wants to do, because I'm for freedom, I'm for happiness, I'm for women's rights, I'm for all that stuff, right? But how can I be for that? And the same person that I'm telling you that she has the right to do these things, she's not okay with that. She's not. She's not supposed to be dancing like that, doing the crip walk. She's not supposed to be definitely wearing that short skirt. That wasn't appropriate at all. And then she definitely probably wouldn't be involved in any type of beef that involves her ex-worldly rapper boyfriend. It's just, I know she didn't catch any flack for that. I know she didn't get in any trouble at all. And the fact that if anybody else inside of the organization, or anybody else inside of the organization who's not a rich celebrity cannot do those things and get away with it. Absolutely not. You'd lose the ability to speak to your family. You'd lose, if you have a job, you could lose your job. You could, oh man, it could just go so bad. Like the discipline that goes on in that religion for even the smallest infraction it could be completely ridiculous. So I'm sitting here, I'm watching it, and I'm wondering, how can you endorse a religion that you know for a fact would have held you back from becoming this person, this wonderful person that you became? How could you then go on to tell other people, poor other people, that that's the religion for you? Yeah, good, just join, it'll be beautiful, you'll be happy and everything will be great. But, if you're thinking you're going to become like me, you can't, because in order to become like me, the superstar comedian or the superstar tennis player, you'd have to, ignore 90% of the stuff they tell you can't do and just go ahead and do that stuff. And then once you've all built up an amazing career, then yeah, you could be a JW. But they don't say that part. They don't tell you the ignore 90% of the stuff they say and just do whatever puts you in the best position in life. And then, once you build up your foundation, then I don't care what you do after that. Just know that you could still possibly lose the ability to speak to your family and friends, especially if you decide one day to just come out and not endorse the Jehovah's Witnesses anymore. Yeah, they're going to probably put out some type of announcement that you shouldn't be involved in any more family functions. And they've done that. I've been a victim of it. I know other people who had to like not attend like certain parts of weddings of family members, not being able to talk to your parents and stuff like that. And that's another thing. He says that in the interview on that podcast with Shannon Sharp. He says he doesn't understand how anybody could not speak to their parents or not speak to a sibling. This goes like super contradictory to what he was just saying about, the Jehovah's Witness organization, because that organization will make sure families break apart if anybody no longer wants to be a Jehovah's Witness, or if anybody, especially anybody, speaks out against the Jehovah's Witnesses. The reason I'm usually able to get away with it is because I made it known that whatever I do and say, if it's the truth, it can't be like apostate. You know what I mean? Now, if you're lying, then I can't. There's no defense for you. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be like, he's not an apostate, but because according to their own definition, you have to lie to be an apostate. You can't be a truth-telling apostate. Jehovah is all for the truth, even if what you feel is contradictory to the organization itself. Technically, if you're speaking the truth, how can you get in trouble for that? But again, it's a cult. It don't matter if that's like what the logical thing is. They're gonna argue and say, "Oh yeah, he's an apostate. He speaks negatively of the organization." I'm like, that's not the definition. The definition is somebody who lies and who purposefully try to get people to leave the organization because they're jealous that they have favor with Jehovah, and since they're going to be destroyed, they want to bring down as many people as they want to, or as many people as they can, because they're angry that they themselves have lost favor with Jehovah and they're going to be destroyed. Yeah, that's not me at all. I don't even believe in it, so I'm not afraid of the powers of something I don't even believe in. So I'm definitely not trying to get people to leave because I'm like, dang it, I'm about to get destroyed. Well, I ain't going down alone. Like, no. I haven't met anybody who's an ExJw that's like that. The only thing the ExJws that I know want to get out is their experience. They want to let other people know what happens, the danger behind it, things you can expect to happen, and things that's going on behind closed doors that nobody seems to want to talk about, nobody seems to want to point out. And if anything, when it comes to the truth rarely needs to be defended because it's the truth. It needs to be defended all the time? A lie. Yeah, you lie. It needs to be defended all the time. That's why it's so hard to lie, because not only do you have to remember the initial lie because you created that story, you have to remember the other lie that backs on top of that lie, because the lie you build up from the top down. The foundation, you kind of got to keep adding layers to it. You was over there banging that chick? No, I wasn't banging that chick. Where were you? I was at the store. And what was you doing at the store? I went to get a gun. And what do you need a gun for? Because, the rats that's in the house. You got rats? No, I got big cats that look like rats. But since I thought they were rats, I went to get the gun, and I was at the store, and I wasn't banging that chick over there. Like, that's how you build up a lie. You build it from the top, and you add the foundations on it. But when you have the truth, you can start with the truth, and everything else will just easily go on top of it. You don't have to build in layers downward toward the foundation when it comes to the truth. You only have to do that for lies. And when you're being questioned by somebody and you're lying to them, the main thing that usually happens is that person is always like, all right, I don't want to talk about this anymore. That's enough questions. I want to end this discussion. And what do Jehovah's Witnesses tell you about when it comes to talking to an ex-Jehovah's Witness? Especially somebody who's not scared of having honest, realistic, logical questions and feedback. They tell you don't talk to them at all. Don't have no conversation with them. They're dangerous. They could erode your spirituality or whatever they tell you, because yeah, it's hard to have a back and forth with somebody who's able to logically, clearly, and usually, like, because you can tell it, you can feel it. People can talk to you, and when they talk to you and you know that they're telling the truth, there's always that ring of truth to it that you just can't really deny, you know? And then when you tell somebody, hey, you know, God spoke to me and he told me to tell you that you need to give us money every month. I always look at it like there's a way that you go about if you really want to say you believe in an intelligent, strong, amazing God. And one of them is that you first need to believe he's an intelligent God, you know? Like, you can't believe he's stupid. Oh, if you clink your glass together, that's pagan, and God will be mad at you. God ain't stupid. At least if I was going to believe in a God, I would not believe in one that's that dumb. You know what I mean? I need a God that's like, it's just tradition. Why are y'all tripping? It's chill out, okay? I know the difference between somebody who's outwardly trying to do wrong or who's outwardly trying to go against me and somebody who's just living up and doing tradition. It's not that big, guys. Relax, guys. You know? More than anything else is these celebrities, and there's a lot of them. Terrence Howard is one. They can sit up and they can do all this good for themselves, but then will tell you that you need to listen to that organization, knowing that they didn't listen to a damn thing that organization told them to, except the parts they like, again. And now they could just ride off into the sunset and just leave you to fend for yourself inside of a violent cult. I just have a problem with that. Yeah, I know. It's been a while. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I've missed you. And hopefully I'll be making videos again soon. Again, my time is very limited, but when I can do it, I'll try to do it. Okay? Miss you guys a ton. Yeah, let's see what the next video is going to be about. I got a couple ideas. I've had a long time to think them up, so you know what I mean? So, with that, I'm going to bring this video to the close. I'm going to bring this video to a close. Again, I miss you guys. I hope everybody's doing good out there. If you get a chance, I don't know, leave a comment. Let me know. Is he baptized? Because I really want to know that. It's been like wrecking my brain. I've been trying to figure that out. But anyway, it's your boy Jay the Comedian. I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a great day. Holla at your guala. Deuces.